They say blood is thicker than water. But what happens when you discover the blood running through your son's veins isn't yours? When a child who calls you daddy, who has your smile, your laugh, your dreams, carries someone else's DNA. My name is Michael, and this is the story of how a single hospital visit destroyed my family, and how I had to choose whether to let it stay buried or find the strength to piece it back together. But I'm getting ahead of myself. Let me take you back to where it all began, to the morning that changed everything. The alarm went off at 4:30 a.m., just like it had every morning for the past 15 years. I reached over to silence it before it could wake Adaeze, my wife, who lay sleeping peacefully beside me. In the next room, I could hear the faint sounds of our children still lost in dreams. Chidi, our 15-year-old son, probably dreaming about the football match he had later that week. Amara, our 8-year-old daughter, clutching her favorite teddy bear that she had refused to admit she still needed. This was my life. Simple, predictable, beautiful. I was a taxi driver in Lagos, navigating the chaotic streets from dawn until long after dusk. It wasn't a glamorous work, but it was honest. Every fare, every tip, every long shift, it all went towards building something better for my family. Chidi's school fees, Amara's textbooks, and other pleasures that made life worth living. As I made my way to the bathroom, I paused at Chidi's door. Even in sleep, I could see the young man he was becoming. Strong jawline, broad shoulders starting to fill out. He had my mother's eyes, or so I'd always thought. He had my stubborn streak, my love for mathematics, my terrible singing voice that he had inherited, much to Adaeze's amusement. Pride swelled in my chest. This boy, this brilliant, kind, determined boy, was my legacy. Everything I did for him and his sister. I had no idea that in less than 12 hours, everything I believed about my son would shatter like glass. The morning rush was particularly brutal that Tuesday. Traffic stretched for miles, horns blaring, vendors weaving between cars, selling everything from phone chargers to plantain chips. I had already completed 3 fares and was heading towards the mainland when my phone rang. It was an unknown number. I almost didn't answer. Hello, is this Mr. Michael Okonkwo? Yes, this is. This is Nurse Patricia from St. Benedict's Hospital. Your son Chidi collapsed at school during PE class. He has been brought to our emergency room. You need to come immediately. What? What happened? Is he okay? He's conscious now, but very weak. The doctor needs to see you right away. Please come as soon as you can. I didn't remember abandoning my taxi in the middle of traffic. Didn't remember the 20 minutes drive that I somehow made in 12. All I could think was, not my son. Please God, not my son. The hospital smelled of antiseptic and fear. I ran through the corridors until I found the emergency ward. My heart hammering against my ribs. Chidi Okonkwo, I gasped to the nurse at the desk. My son, where is he? He directed me to a room at the end of the hall. Through the small window, I could see Adaeze already there, her hand clutching Chidi's as he lay pale and still against the white sheets. I burst through the door. What happened? Adaeze turned, her face streaked with tears. Michael, thank God, they said he just collapsed. One moment he was playing football, the next he was on the ground. Chidi's eyes fluttered open. Dad, his voice was weak, barely a whisper. I'm here, son. I'm right here. I took his other hand and it felt cold. Too cold. The doctor entered, Mr. Adekunle, according to his name tag. He was young, maybe in his early 30s, with kind eyes that couldn't quite hide his concern. Mr. and Mrs. Okonkwo, please sit down. Those 4 words. Every parent knows that when a doctor asks you to sit down, the news isn't good. Chidi has severe anemia. Dr. Adekunle began. His hemoglobin levels are dangerously low. We need to do a blood transfusion as soon as possible. Anemia? Adaeze's voice trembled. But he's always been healthy. How did this happen? We are running more tests to determine the underlying cause. It could be nutritional, though that seems unlikely given his overall health. But right now, our priority is getting blood into his system. We are checking our blood bank, but supplies are low. We will need to test family members to see if anyone's a match. I was already rolling up my sleeve. Test me. I'm O positive. Take whatever you need. And me? Adaeze added quickly. Dr. Adekunle nodded. We will start with you, Mr. Okonkwo, since you are the father. It's often the best match. A nurse will be in shortly to draw blood. As we waited, I studied my son's face. When had he gotten so pale? Had I been so busy working, driving my taxi from dawn to dusk, that I had missed the signs? What kind of father was I? This is my fault, I muttered. Don't be ridiculous, Adaeze said, but her voice lacked conviction. I could see the same guilt reflected in her eyes. Chidi stared. Dad, I'm scared. I squeezed his hand tighter. You're going to be fine, son. I promise. We are going to fix this. It was a promise I made with every fiber of my being. I would move heaven and earth to save my boy. If only I had known that saving him would mean losing everything else. The nurse came and went, drawing vials of blood from both Adaeze and me. We waited in tense silence. The only sound is steady beep of the monitor tracking Chidi's heartbeat. Amaka arrived with my sister, who had picked her up from school. She burst in tears the moment she saw her brother. Chidi! He tried to climb onto the bed, but I caught her. Gently, Amara. He's sick. You have to be gentle. Is he going to die? Her eyes were wide with terror. No, baby, no. We are going to make him better. She nodded, but crawled into my lap and wouldn't let go. I held her. This little girl who still believed that her father could fix anything, and prayed she would never have to learn otherwise. An hour passed, then 2. Finally, Dr. Adekunle returned. His expression was strange, confused. Mr. Okonkwo, could I speak with you privately? Something is true made my blood run cold. Whatever I need to say, you can say it in front of my wife. He glanced at Adaeze, then back at me. Perhaps it would be better. Doctor, please, just tell us what's wrong. Can I donate blood to my son or not? Dr. Adekunle's jaw tightened. He pulled out a file, studying it as if hoping the words would change. Mr. Okonkwo, I've run your blood test 3 times. There's been no error. You cannot donate blood to Chidi. You are not a compatible match. Relief flooded through me. That's fine. Just Adaeze. Or we could use the blood bank. Mr. Okonkwo, you don't understand. The doctor's voice was firm, but gentle. You are not just incompatible. Based on your blood type and Chidi's, you cannot be his biological father. It's scientifically impossible. The room tilted. Those words, scientifically impossible, echoed in my skull like thunder. I stared at the doctor, certain I had misheard. What did you say? Your blood type is O positive. Chidi is AB positive. It's genetically impossible for you to be his father. I'm very sorry. The floor seemed to drop from beneath my feet. Somewhere far away, I heard Adaeze made a sound, a strangled gasp, or maybe a sob, but I couldn't look at her. Couldn't move. 15 years of memories flashed through my mind in rapid succession. Holding Chidi minutes after his birth, his tiny fingers wrapped around mine, teaching him to walk, his first stumbling steps into my arms, his first day of school, waving goodbye as I fought back tears. Every birthday, every scrapney, every nightmare I chased away, every single moment built on a lie. Mr. Okonkwo, the doctor's voice seemed to come from underwater. Do you understand what I'm telling you? I finally turned to look at Adaeze. She had gone deadly pale, tears streaming silently down her face. She wouldn't meet my eyes, and in that moment I knew it was true. My wife, the woman I had loved since we were 18, the mother of my children, my partner for 17 years, had betrayed me in the worst way imaginable. The boy lying in that hospital's bed, fighting for his life, wasn't my son. Get out! My voice was hollow, unrecognizable even to my ears. My girl! Adaeze reached to me. Don't touch me! I jerked away from her hand as if it were poison. Doctor, do what you need to do to save Chidi. Money is no object. I will pay for whatever blood he needs. Mr. Okonkwo, we really should discuss. There's nothing to discuss. That boy is dying. Save him. Send me the bill. I walked out of the hospital without looking back. Behind me, I heard Adaeze calling my name, but I couldn't stop. If I stopped, if I turned around, I would shatter completely. I made it to my taxi before my legs gave out. I gripped the steering wheel, knuckles white, and for the first time since I was a child, I wept. How long has she known? From the beginning, had she laughed at me every time I probably told strangers about my son? Every time I stayed up late, helping with homework. Every time I worked double shifts to pay school fees. Had it all been a joke to her? Who was Chidi's real father? Did I know him? Was it someone from my office? A neighbor? An old boyfriend? The questions swirled in my mind like poison, each one more painful than the last. My phone buzzed. A text from Adaeze. Please come back. We need to discuss. I can explain. Explain? What explanation could possibly make this okay? Even in my rage, in my devastation, one thought kept echoing. Chidi is dying. Whatever lies had been buried. That boy was lying in a hospital bed, fighting for his life, and he was calling me dad. I closed my eyes, trying to calm the storm raging inside me. I had to think, had to be rational, but all I could feel was the crushing weight of betrayal, the shattering of every truth I had built my life upon. When I finally returned to the hospital 2 hours later, Chidi was asleep. The blood transfusion, paid for with my money, was complete. He would leave. Adaeze sat in the corner, her face blotchy from crime. When she saw me, she stood. Michael, please, let me. Not here. I cut her off. Not in front of the children. She nodded, understanding. That night, after Chidi was stable and Amara had fallen asleep in the waiting room, I finally faced my wife in the hospital parking lot under the harsh fluorescent light. Tell me everything, I said, and don't you dare lie to me again. What she told me next would haunt me for the rest of my life. What secret had Adaeze been hiding for 15 years? Who is Chidi's real father? And can a marriage survive a betrayal this deep? Don't miss the next episode where the truth finally comes to light.